Hi, I'm Dr. Jean Clinton, and I'm here to invite you to join me on a road to resilience. So what do I mean when I say resilience? So we know that we've been having incredibly stressful and difficult times. What we hope for is that we get through it okay, that we get through it actually and that we learn about ourselves and we grow. Well, that is what resilience is, getting through tough times, accessing the resources that you need to get through those tough times and coming out the other side, feeling that you've done the best that you can. So, people wonder, are you born resilient? Do you build it? Can you lose it? Well, the reality is, and this is the work of many researchers, but I love Michael Unger's work from Dalhousie, and he lets us know that there isn't a resilience gene. There isn't a way that you're born that trouble's a bubble for you, as one article in the 70s wrote about. You really have to build the capacities to be able to be resilient. And you know how to build them in little ones through your relationship, through your recognizing their efforts, through helping them learn to explore their environment. But what about building resilience in each other and for each other and as leaders? It's so important because when you're resilient, your mental health is better. So what can you do? Well, if you think of resilience kind of like a muscle that you have to practice, do repetitions over the time, over and over again, then the repetitions that you need to do to be resilient are building relationships, making connections with others, recognize when you've done something well, acknowledge it, don't just brush over it. And thinking very practically, you, in early childhood, have done some amazing things since this COVID epidemic hit us, this pandemic hit us. You had to go through all of the closure, trying to figure out how are we going to contain and connect with each other during this time. And so you've infused hope in so much of what you do. That is how you build resilience. So when you're feeling down, when you're feeling overwhelmed, here are some things to think about. How can you build that connection with others? How can you reach out? How can you give back? How can you have a meaningful experience? All of those things build resilience, but a lot of it has to do with your mindset. So the work of Dr. Lucy Hone in New Zealand has taught me a lot. And what she says, what she's learned from years and years of research, is that resilient people have three things that they keep in mind. One is that bad things happen in life, that it's not all sugar coating, and they don't waste any energy saying, "Why me?" They choose an attitude that my friend Kathy Lee's grandmother taught her, and that is when you land in a pile of dung, are you going to lie in it, or are you going to get up and brush yourself off? So life is hard. Don't dwell on it. The second thing is, how are you spending your brain energy? Are you going over and over and over stuff that's making you ill? Or are you going to focus on things that make you healthy? What you think about makes a big difference, and you can choose that. The third thing is they think about, what am I going to focus my attention on? The things out of my control, like all of the public health measures, or the things within my control, reaching out to a colleague who I see seems a bit anxious or blue. As a leader, reaching out to your staff to say, "Listen, I loved the laughter and the joy that I heard in the center today." That's how we build resilience. So, on this road to resilience, we don't walk it alone. And we don't do the road to the aisles. We don't decide if we're going to go the high road or the low road. We go the together road. We know that when you access the resources of relationship, of a sense of belonging, and a sense of hope, then you have meaning in your life. And when you've got that meaning, you're more resilient. So I'm so hopeful and positive that we will get through these challenging times because you are resilient, because you're building these connections. All the very, very best for me.